Hey, Fragrance family, I'm Daver.
And I'm George. And we're the
Fragrance Bros. Come at you again with another review.
Was that all right? It's my first time, David.
No problem. Thanks for coming on. This is George from Fragrance Apprentice.
Yes, hello.
Glad to have you on. So
thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, looking forward to this. We've been talking for a while about doing a collaboration, and just really glad that it finally meshed together.
I know, out of hours of tireless working on this, we've finally got it together. It's rather
right.
marvelous. Just to very quickly say, because I am from the United Kingdom, I find it very hard to say Daver, so I'm just going to refer to you as David.
Okay.
That's all right.
Okay, so today we are reviewing The One by Dolce & Gabbana. So let's go ahead and get straight to it. Date introduced is 2008. It's classified as a woody spicy. Notes are grapefruit, coriander, basil, cardamom, ginger, tobacco, amber, and cedar. So George, what do you get out of longevity out of this?
Dolce & Gabbana The One has been the butt of many jokes in the projection and longevity department.
Yeah.
But I think it's more the problems with the projection, because I personally actually get pretty decent longevity out of this. I get about 4 to 6 hours on a good day.
Yeah, I would agree. I would say that I get about the average range as well. I would say it's probably on the lower end of the average range.
Yeah.
Getting to projection, what do you get out of projection?
Well, projection is the main issue with this fragrance.
Yeah.
I think that the thing that really cuts people off is that it smells as though it is going to, not necessarily be beast mode or anything like that, but it smells as though it's going to be openly projectful, and it's going to make it so that when people walk into your space, they can smell you, but it actually resides on the skin for most of the time that it's on. That's the issue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. It's hard to kind of just give this one judgment, one rating on the projection, because when I first sprayed it on, I thought it was pretty strong. But like that goes away right away, and you're right. Most of the fragrance is just this really soft fragrance, and it's really close to you.
Yeah, it's quite an odd one, and I think that because it's a very nice smell, everybody wants more out of it. Everybody really wants more out of it with regards to the performance.
For season, I think this works better in the fall and winter, and probably better at nighttime.
But it doesn't want to. It struggles. Yeah. It doesn't want to. I mean, I sort of wear it in the nighttime, and like it just goes. I mean, it's such a shame, because it smells like a social scent, and you want to go out with it. You want to go out and meet your mates and stuff like that. And one time I got so frustrated with it that I was like, hey, I was on sort of like a night out kind of thing, and I was like, hey, can you smell my fragrance? And they were just like, you're wearing fragrance? And I was like, oh, come on!
For purpose, I will say, like, you're right. It does struggle on the performance side, but to me it smells like a fragrance that it should work on a date, or it should work in formal occasions, like you said, like in social settings.
Yes.
But if you're on a date, like, your date is going to have to get close to you to smell it, which might not be a bad thing. But so what does this fragrance remind you of?
It reminds me of the sort of universal fact that in life most good things don't last. But no.
So cynicism.
So cynicism. Cynicism and sort of like missed opportunities and stuff like. No, I do love this fragrance. I think that it was quite a big deal actually when it came out, and I sort of missed the hype train that it had, but I picked it up in sort of recent years, and I really enjoy it. I think that it's a fantastic composition. I think it's devilishly social, and obviously we'll get to the compliments in a minute. But in that area where you just want to wear a fragrance to smell really good, for people to appreciate the smell that you've got on, with that kind of thing, it really just knocks it out the park. So it reminds me of socializing. And it reminds me of one of the key elements to wearing fragrance, which is to use it as a social commodity. to connect with people. I'm not trying to go too
Yeah.
deep on this, but yeah. So that's how I feel about it. I've been thinking of making like a fragrance philosophy series. So here's my shameless plug for it. And if people like it in the comments, then that series is coming, baby. It's so interesting because it's one of those kind of mainstream fragrances that has been very largely accepted into the fragrance community.
Yeah, for Dolce & Gabbana fragrances, this is one of, it seems like, their most popular fragrances. And it's definitely one of the most hyped fragrances in the fragrance community. And I can see the reason why. I think I don't like it as much as the hype says I should like it, but I think it is a good fragrance. Like you said, I think it is well constructed for the notes. It is one of those scents that is really warm and inviting and has a slight spiciness to it, a slight woodiness about it, a slight sweetness about it. Everything is kind of slight. And in that way, I kind of think it has a almost conservatism about it that is really nice. It's not in your face. It doesn't scream I'm wearing a fragrance, but it smells nice. And a lot of men out there who may not be into fragrances will like wearing this because it's not super loud. It's really pleasant. It's really inoffensive, and it is masculine. As far as the notes, it's blended in a way that it's kind of hard to distinguish some of the notes. That's not a bad thing, but it's just one of those fragrances that's blended in a way where everything is just really tight. And but I can get every once in a while I get hints of ginger. I get hints of amber. I get hints of cardamom or something in there every once in a while. But I think the average nose out there might not even know what these things are. And truthfully, I might just be kind of assuming the notes in there because it's blended in such a way, like I said, where it's hard to distinguish those.
Yeah, I mean, I was stunned when you said tobacco. I didn't know that there was any tobacco with this.
It took me a long time to figure out what this was, but this smelled familiar to me. And after a while, I figured what it was. This smells a lot like Sirius 14, a lot like it. It's a niche fragrance. It's an eau de parfum strength. And you can find it on Amazon in the $20 to $30 range.
Yeah.
So it beats even this price, and the performance is a lot better. There's a slight difference in there, but that one is based on violet leaves and amber and cognac, and it shares a lot of the same heart, and it feels the same, except it's louder. So for people like maybe you and I who are fragrance enthusiasts, and we wear the one and we think, oh man, this, it just doesn't last as long, or it's not as loud as I like it. Sirius 14 is a serious contender because, in fact, I like it better than this for those reasons.
Another fragrance that people said this is similar to it. It's not exactly the same. In fact, they say that it's like a combination of Dolce & Gabbana one with Angel Men or Angel Men Pure Malt, and that's Frapan 1270.
Okay.
And I can see it, but the issue is that Frapan 1270 also has performance issues. So I never thought that you'd actually be able to get a composition like this and get good performance. So I'm happy to hear about this other bottle.
Yeah, Sirius 14. Amazon.
You heard it here first, kids. Everybody's just been like, oh god, I hope that they can everybody's coming to this review like, I hope they can solve the problem. I hope that they can solve the issue. And they're like,
that's right.
We've been saved. Like David's given us the answer we've all been looking for. Thank you so much, David.
That's right. Ebola now cured. You're welcome, world.
Fragrance Brothers, where dreams come true.
What about compliments, George? What do you get out of compliments if you wear this? I know you said that people don't really smell it, but what do they think if they do smell it?
When they do smell it, I mean, I've found myself complimenting people wearing this fragrance, so already it's kind of like a winner. But for me, when I wear it and people have that small window of opportunity where they can actually smell it, it's usually very positive, very, very overwhelmingly positive reception to it. People enjoy it. People really like it. People have actually said, "Oh, what is that you're wearing?" So it's good. It's just a shame it doesn't last.
Yeah.
So, but no, compliments have never been an issue.
My wife really likes this, surprisingly. Like, she really likes it. And I wore it, and I said, "What do you think of this?" And she came in for a hug, and she says, "Ooh, it smells like you smell clean." And I kind of get that. Like, it's not like a clean fragrance.
No.
But it's one of those fragrances that just smells like, I guess, like a put together man. And so a put together man would smell clean. And it almost kind of asserts like this slight muskiness, which is a lot of times associated with cleanliness.
Yes.
So I can kind of see that. As far as other compliments, I've smelled this on other people like you have, and I thought, well, that smells good. It didn't blow me away, but I thought, he smells good. And so I think this is one of those fragrances that is, a good go-to fragrance, or a dumb reach, as we call it here on the channel.
Yes. Yeah.
Especially for men who don't have a lot of bottles in their collection. If they just want one night out fragrance, this might be a good one for them. So bang for buck, this is about $45 on FragranceNet, or in that range on Amazon, etc. And I think that's actually a pretty good price for what you're getting. But I also think that buying, Sirius 14 for $20 to $30, heavily discounted, a tester bottle.
You're really pushing for this, aren't you, David?
Oh yeah, totally. Much better deal.
Well, over here in the UK, the price has dropped recently, actually. I think you can get it for, on certain sites, about £35 for 100 millilitres.
Okay.
Which is stunning, absolutely stunning. It's increased, and I'm glad that it did, because a couple of years ago I would not think that this was a bang for a buck. Actually, I thought it was a bit going on overpriced almost. So
final rating, what do you give it?
I'm gonna give it a solid 3 stars.
Okay.
That's what I think. It's non-offensive. Somebody out there is going to fall in love with this, and I can see that appeal. So yes, I definitely have appreciation for it.
Yeah, I totally agree. I'm going to give this a 3 out of 5 as well. Like you said earlier, it's hard to find anything to really hate about this fragrance.
And
so
boy, we've tried.
So I don't really dislike this fragrance at all.
Yeah.
I think this probably isn't for me. I think I probably would pass on this. But it's a solid fragrance, and it definitely has some people that will love it.
Yes.
And I can totally see it.
Yes.
So that's all we have for this review. George, where can people find you?
People can find me at the Fragrance Apprentice's YouTube channel. But they can also add me as a friend on Facebook. So.
And also, what is your, because you have a fragrance memes page on Facebook as well, right?
Yeah, it's been, it's sort of gone into hiatus, but we're trying to get it back up. So thank you for mentioning that.
No problem. I'll put a link down below.
Marvelous.
So that's all we have. Let us know what you think of Dolce & Gabbana The One. Let us know down in the comments down below. Do you like it, love it, hate it? Let us know. And we'll see you next time. We're the Fragrance Brothers.
Bye.
Bye.